Hey, welcome back to our recap for this Tuesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at price action, break it down, and kind of what happened for today and just how things played out. So let's jump on into the charts here and save you some time. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. Yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe for sure. Our biggest thing at Kabroda.com is education, and education. So this is the price action for today. The market's kind of coming to it. Well, actually, it kind of already came to an end, but this is kind of where you're at here on the tail here. So we had a nice little move down. This is the vertical line here to mark kind of the setup for the day. Then you had your triggers set up and your breakout, breakdown. If you're asking kind of how we got those, we have them built from the engine inside Kabroda.com. You just basically copy, get the indicator from the trading view, and then from there you can just drop them in there, and that's it. Puts them on there for you. So the reason why we like these levels is because really you can just kind of sit back and let the market tell you what it's going to do. So we had a little bit of a breakout. You had the 1-2 candle, so they're getting pretty excited. So this would have been the candle that you would have wanted to take a look at. Obviously, the candle right when it opened, if you jump down into that 5-minute during that time, as you can see, was already rolling back over. So that would have X'd that. You wouldn't have touched it, obviously, because it's already was trading back into the mean. It's trading back down in. So now trading back into the mean again. Well, this right here was kind of telling you probably going to break out the bottom of this area. Because it was trying to push up through the mean up in through here, or back up through, I mean, the breakout trigger, but it was putting pressure back down. But for yourself, you don't really need to worry about it a whole lot. Now, I do have moving averages on here, 21 and 200. I do use those quite a bit, and the reason why is because right through here, I would have said no go, wouldn't have traded it. Even if we got the breakout. When we got the breakout, this candle went all the way through the breakdown plus the break of the 200, and then it closed. And then you had this candle would have been the first candle that we would have wanted, and then the second candle, there's your confirmation candle. This is when the market's taking that breather for you. So it's kind of, if you're saying a pullback, and then it's going to continue to go on down, you'd probably expect it to come down in this area. You can see that it actually just pulled short just a little bit on a wick there. So we're in the, let's go on down into the 5-minute though, and because you got the confirmation candle, you're below the 200 and the 21. That's bearish. The other thing is that you had your third candle now. Is this going to start to go back up here? So are you looking at going, this behavior, and then it trades up and gets back up in here like it did up here? That's kind of what you're watching. So let's go ahead and go into the 5-minute and see kind of what happened. So here we are in the 5-minute. Here's where I marked that candle. Let's go ahead and draw it into the middle so you can take a look at it here. So you can see right through here, this is where I marked it, and it's starting to get the energy up. Now, for yourself, you could have said, hey, I'm going to get in on any of these tops because you already have the confirmation on the 5-minute. Could this go back up? Probably it could. It could break back up, and this would be your exit when it came through here. So, but you already had the breakout, then the back test, and then it broke down and gave you everything where you needed. You're below the 200 on the 21, or below the 21 and the 200 on the 5 and the 15. So you would have looked at entering into this trade at this point. Definitely you could have put your stop wherever you decided. I like to go to use my support and resistance lines. Of course, I've been looking for this to go down to here. As you can see, the price action traded out pretty quickly. It did rejected really before it got down here. Started to show bottoming behavior and started to slowly trade back. I know with our system, it was actually calling that this would be a pullback right here. But with that being a pullback, this also said you need to get pulled back closer to the trigger range. And that's up here in the purple. So I would expect it to kind of pull back, almost in this area. And it started to actually show breakage. which was good. This was, if this started to roll on over here and came on down and then price action started to grind over, this would have been, to me, a red sign that the pullback showed exhaustion. We didn't get quite far back as we wanted, but it already showed exhaustion, and you could have got into it and wrote it down and probably taken out this level down here. Now, obviously, we held above the 200 or the 21, and the 21 became support. Now, you might say, hey, I'm going to jump into this long then. No, you got to be careful because you have your 200 up here. Now, it did come back through all of this energy, but it did hit the mean, went right back into that center from earlier today, the original breakout, and started to trade down. Now, this could be just a pullback and a continuation and have it roll on over. We'll have to see. The longer time frames do have some energy for the downside, but did recover quite a bit. When you're looking at a classic pullback from a run down, it should have been rejected, like I said, somewhere right in here. And this showed very bullish energy, but the bulls got kicked in the teeth right here. And since then, it's been very stagnant, but you're also in the end of the day. Your prime energy for the day was all obviously through this zone, and this was kind of your afternoon trading. So if you didn't get out right here in the perfect spot right here, obviously you would have got out when it broke through that 21. It still would have been 0.5, 0.6, depending on where you put your stop. It's pretty good. So you could have even waited for it to get a little closer to here and said, hey, I'm going to get in. Again, it's up to you. But the reason why you're even over here on the 5-minute and why you're even looking at this and why the system played out the way it needed to for you is because of the 15-minute. You were waiting for the break. You got the activation candle. You got the first candle close, second candle close outside of the breakdown. And then we were looking at this third candle for an entry. So that was at least 3 candles here. There was the first 5 minutes, there's the 10 minutes, and then there's that 15-minute candle. So you did have some time that you could have looked at getting into this, even if, depending on where you get in, right? You could have got in. And then, of course, like I said, the hard exit, somewhere right in here, just depends. You would have got out. So that's about it, guys. That is a quick recap. Now, if you don't quite understand everything that we're talking about and you wanted to learn more on this recap, we do have a little bit more data on the Kabroda information. I will show you some stuff as well through here. So we do have this. And this tool, it's getting moved around, so it's not real solid. You can see that right now that it says it's dead, but during the day, this whole panel actually activates for you, and it's trading, so you can turn on an auto refresh. The reason why you're starting to see this is what it looks like. This is trading a different market, though, during this time frame. So we're actually trading into the Tokyo session right now, so obviously, you can do a manual override and choose different sessions. So this is the current Tokyo session that we're jumping into right now, into the evening. It's getting going. You also have the Sydney session as well. So anyway, obviously, it'll give you price action. You can copy this area and take it over to the ChatGPT, and you can take a look at stuff and talk about it. These are all your different trade strategies. You can see that they're tracking right now on kind of what's going on the base price action. These are your levels, everything on the chart. It's kind of talking to you all right here. It's pretty self-explanatory. It might feel like a lot, but once you're in it, it's just really you're kind of waiting, and price action's constantly updating. That is about it, guys. I'll let you go, but those are just some of the tools that we have that help you kind of analyze this price action that would have helped you kind of get into this trade. Or not trading is not a bad thing either. The way this price action kind of went, it just kind of whipped down and whipped right back up. It never would have let you in if you were using our system. And our system is for education. Like I said, it's really designed to help you learn how to read this price action. Not anything more than that. It's definitely not going to say, hey, enter, but it's going to tell you what price action is doing, the direction, your confirmation move, your confirmation of the pullback. Now, once you get those confirmations, if you got the confirmation here, it would have gave you the green light to, if this was the true final pullback and it started to break down, it would have gave you the green light, said, hey, you're in a continuation bear You're in a bearish move. It broke down. That's the pattern. Here was your pullback after that breakdown, and then here is your trade opportunity, and you could have got in. Now it didn't give you the all clear, so it rejected and ran up. Which that's exactly what you wanted. So that's the most safest way to trade. What I'm showing you right here is a little bit more aggressive because the system does ask for the breakdown and the confirmation, like we were looking at with these candles, and then you got the 2 candle closes, then go and take an entry. But we're actually entering. What I'm explaining to you is part of the move down. So you got in the first drop, and then you got into the second drop. To be healthy and strong is you would have got in on this pullback, and you would have got in as it started to confirm, like it was starting to do here. And this is what it should have basically started to look like, and you can see that it didn't do that. Obviously, it broke out of it pretty aggressively. So you might have been looking at it in 2 areas. It kind of gave you, this was the first kind of fallout. It hit the 21 and ricocheted up. It was kind of front running, if you will, but you were still within the pullback range as long as it was in that range here. But the system told you all that stuff. You would have been like everything me just sitting here on the charts with you, that the GPT and our website would have given you all that information. So all right, guys, I will let you go. We will see you in the next recap, guys. Talk to you soon.